Tech Tuesday. A lot of cool tech stuff happened today. If you don't know, you're living under a rock, the Apple stuff specifically, but I have a bunch of other smaller stories which I want to go into. Do some deep dives. Well, not necessarily deep dives, but I say mini deep dives. Like you're jumping to the kiddie pool, I guess. Well, without further ado, let's get in to Tech Tuesday, episode 1. All right, here we go. Gamers. That's right, gamers. You watching this on Twitch right now, more than likely, you are probably also a gamer, which means you're probably also sad. Why? Because as time has gone on, since the iPhone's released, people have been feeling more lonely than ever. That includes you, okay? More lonely than ever. Really, really terrible thing. But, you know, if you're a gamer, what are the effects? How bad could your gaming addiction really be? Okay? Yikes. Screen time negatively affects your social development. Ooh. You gamers out there, I wouldn't be feeling too good about this. So you're more lonely than ever, and you have no social skills. So what if I told you I have a solution to get rid of your loneliness and to increase your social skills while also still being a sweaty gamer? I know, it's hard to believe, but we live in the future, and that's what we have right now. Roblox wants to be a dating app. This is a real thing that is happening. I am not memeing. That's right, you could find your Tinder hookup in Roblox now. Now, when I heard this, I was very confused because when I looked at the age demographic of Roblox, I found this. 25% of Roblox users are under the age of 9. 29% are between 9 and 12, and then 13% are between 13 and 16. So that means only 30% of people playing Roblox are of age. And if you really think about this too with Roblox, when you sign up for anything, when I was a kid, I lied about my age all the time. When it said 13 and up, I did that when I was like 11, or 18 and up. I did that when I was 14. So how many of these adults are actually adults? So what kind of app is this? What is the point of this? Do they want these kids to start dating each other? I don't understand. That sounds really messed up. So when I first read this, only one thing came to mind, okay? And this is the thing that came to mind to me. Maybe I'm a weirdo for thinking this, but this is the very first thing that I thought about.
I just left him out on the curb for the trash man.
How can this not be a trap?
Right? Am I the only person that thought? When I first read this headline without thinking, my immediate reaction was that this is a honeypot for pedos. That is the only thing I could possibly think of because no adult that I know plays on Roblox. I don't get it. I don't understand. So I had to read more. I had to read more about what is Roblox possibly thinking. Roblox apparently had a big meeting, and these were their 10 goals. And I want to look at these, and one of these goals, which I believe is number 8, is the one that is about dating and finding full relationships. And you see it there for 17 plus verified people and 17 plus experiences. Now, if it's verified the way every verification has worked since I've been born, then this just seems like a honeypot for pedos. But what do I know? Okay, I'm just a guy streaming on the internet. I don't know anything. So I want to look at these top 10 things and see how likely I think Roblox is actually able to do these things. Which, you know what? If I'm being honest, I don't believe they will be. But let's just see. 10. A Fortune 500 company will use Roblox experience as part of their recruiting process. If they're trying to recruit kids, I totally see that happening. Number 9. A school will integrate a full K-12 curriculum with Roblox, including language classes with schools in other countries and virtual field trips. I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one. 8. We already talked about number 8, pedo honeypot. 7. Roblox employees will spend more time using Roblox for remote meetings than with video. This guy is fucking crazy. You're telling me people are gonna be like, oh, you know, I was gonna use Zoom or just like FaceTime or just something like that, you know, or even Horizon Worlds to talk to one of my coworkers, but instead I'm gonna go into Roblox. All right, sure. Mark Zuckerberg's hoping for that world too, but good luck. I don't think that'll happen, but I've seen crazier things before. All right, number 6. We will share a universal civility metric and show that for most players it increases over time. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I'm dumb. 5. Some Roblox creators will make more money than selling physical merchandise on Roblox than virtual merchandise. I think this is bound to be true, right? And there are more. I think this is bound to be true. And they're becoming more and more Roblox creators over time. I mean, like, this is like YouTube, right? YouTube people just started making videos, and then over time, now they have, what, $1 million companies. Yeah, so I could see this happening in the foreseeable future if Roblox continues to survive after the dating app happens. But we'll fucking see. 4, Roblox will be a frequent communication channel for my family. Not my family. Not my family. 3, a top fashion designer will be discovered on Roblox without having any experience in fashion, physical fashion. Don't know how this. I mean, people have been found anywhere, I guess. 2, a musician will perform live to cover 1 million people on Roblox using phone or for motion capture. I guess I could see this happening if, like, they have a really young fan base. Then I could see this happening. And 1, a Roblox developer will be valued at $1 billion. This guy is smoking something. That's all I gotta say to that one. So, and Roblox's whole plan, you know, like their continued plan, which I find like a little bit more interesting, is that they're expanding. They're trying to go into PlayStation 4 and PS5. And from my understanding, I haven't played Roblox before, but I think it's only online. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't play Roblox, if you couldn't tell. So it seems like they're trying to expand, which, you know, if they're trying to do a dating app, then maybe they gotta do that eventually. So that's what Roblox is trying to do. Wish them luck. I don't have the highest hopes for them, but, you know, again, I've been surprised before. We'll just see what happens with that. It sounds really dumb to me, but we'll see what happens. So that's what people are trying to do. Roblox are trying to get people to tie the knot on Roblox while playing Roblox. But speaking of tying knots, a lot of shit, math shit, has been going on with knots lately. And again, this is called Tech Tuesday, but it should be called STEM Tuesday, to be honest. We go over science, technology, engineering, and math topics here, and current events here at Tech Tuesday. But, you know, it doesn't ring off the tongue like Tech Tuesday, and, you know, Teching Tuesday. So we just have Tech Tuesday, but it's really STEM Tuesday. So we have some new math developments going on with knots. If you watch YouTube at all, and you watch the trending page, you may have seen this Veritasium video titled, How the Most Useless Branch of Math Could Save Your Life. It's a video all about knots, okay? And it's really timed. He really timed this video to come out because there have been a lot of new developments in knot theory. Specifically, this team discovers thousands of new transformable knots. Yeah, so there's a whole branch of mathematics about knots, just the study of knots. I'm a math major, so I know there are tons of different theories of math that seemed really weird why anyone would care about this. But you know what? When there's a guy who's obsessed with something, you know, when there's a will, there's a way. So this team discovered a whole bunch of different transformable knots. And this is exactly how they did it. I'm going to read out this quote real quick. To make these discoveries, the team first developed a computational pipeline that combines randomized spatial sampling and physics simulation to efficiently find the stable equilibrium states of elastic knots. Leveraging results from knot theory, they ran their pipeline on thousands of different topological knot types to create an extensive data set of multi-stable knots. Now, what the fuck does that mean? Okay, from my little brain understanding, I think what they mean by this is that they found like a way to just start with one knot, and then they transformed it a bit, you know, with some randomized stuff. They randomly picked some knots from like just a random sampling, and then they did like a physics simulation of it, of tying it different ways and stuff like that to try to find different knots. That's my dumb 110 sub IQ interpretation of this. I'm sure I'm missing a lot of things, but I think that's essentially what they did. I think that's pretty cool. But even though I find it cool because I'm a math guy, you know, and I just read math papers and watch math videos for fun, the real question I'm sure you guys are asking yourselves is the following. Why should we care? Which I think is the $1,000 question everyone is asking me about my weird knot tangent right now. But if we go to this video real quick, Derek from Veritasium pretty much explains why you guys should care about this.
DNA. That's the equivalent of stuffing 200 kilometers of fishing line into a basketball. When this mess inevitably tangles, human type 2
So
topoisomerase...
the idea is that each one of your cells, when you really, really get down to it, is made up of a bunch of, bunch of stuff that's coiled around each other. And when you really look at it, they're really just a bunch of knots. So the study of knots can actually give you tons of information about the human body and what to do to combine proteins and create different drugs and stuff to save your life, which I didn't know that at all. But the more you know, I guess. Of course, there are also things that are a little bit more important, I say. I think he sums it up pretty nicely here as well.
Knot theory began as a failed theory of everything, and for the next century, it was a standalone field of math, propelled by nothing more than intellectual curiosity. But in recent years, it's reclaimed its original potential. Today, knot theory is a theory of everything from headphone tangles to material science to chemotherapy.
There we go. So it goes from headphone theory all the way to chemotherapy. So I think that was really cool. I thought that was worth mentioning. So yeah. But speaking of knots, okay. Speaking of more knots, not tying the knot, but people who are really in a tight knot right now, if you know what I mean. Google, ex-Googler here, Google, great place to work at, but it seems like it's going through some problems right now. Layoffs weren't nice. They really weren't nice at Google, all right? But, a lot of stuff happens. So let's just, what's going on with Google right now? First things first, Google, happy birthday, you old man. 25 years old, already older than me. That's kind of crazy. Google has been around for my entire life. It's Google's 25th birthday. And what did they get for their 25 year birthday, their quarter century birthday? They got a lawsuit from the US government. All right, so what the fuck is going on to Google? Is this the end times for Google? Is Google dead? Are they gonna break up Google? What is going on? My answer to these questions from my extensive research of looking at articles for about a day and a half is no, not really. They're gonna be fine. The way I understand the lawsuit goes like this. America is saying this to Google. Google has signed a bunch of restrictive Google search exclusivity agreements with Apple, Mozilla, and Android manufacturers to corner the market and limit competition. They're basically saying, Google, you did this thing where you got a lot of people sign up really fast, then you use all your wealth to push out potential competitors. And now no one can compete with you now because, people are just so used to using your Google that no one will even bother to look at the other ones anymore. You did these terrible things. These seem like, just things we want to discourage, not encourage. And Google said, that's a fair point, but you are wrong. Bing just sucks. I'm not kidding. This is just their argument from what it seems. It seems, I hear you're saying that, but to be honest, we didn't corner anything. People just like us better. And there's a reason why when you get a PC, the first thing you do is get Google. It's because Windows, every other search engine sucks. That's what they're arguing. And can I really disagree with that? When I built my PC, that was the very first thing I did. I just got rid of Internet Explorer and just got Google. So I don't know if I can really. So will anything happen to these guys? No. To be honest, from the stuff I researched, it seems like what Google really needs to worry about is when the US really cracks down on the AI stuff. That's what they really need to worry about in like a year or two. But for now, I highly doubt this is gonna go anywhere. I could be wrong. They could have rock solid evidence of them like doing mafia stuff, like punching like Mozilla Android being like, you're gonna be us. It's gonna be us. But call me a pessimist. I don't think this is really gonna do anything. But we'll see where it goes. Google has 5 more years. From the study I read, it said 5% of all businesses die before they turn 30. And Google, you got 5 more years. We're gonna see where it goes. With AI stuff, if I had to speculate here, I think it's actually possible that we see a world where like these big companies get broken up. I feel like AI might be like the straw that broke the camel's back. But again, maybe I'm being an optimist here, but that's what I'm thinking. But let's look at a different tech giant, okay? Let's look at a tech giant that's not in a lawsuit right now. That's just going through other things right now. Apple, you know them. you love them. Maybe you don't love them if you're an Android user, but you know what? I love them. Been using them since I was a kid. What is Apple going on right now? If you heard, Apple had their big event today. But a couple days before their big event, they had another big event, which you may have heard of. Their big event was losing $200 billion in 2 days. How the fuck does this even happen? I'll tell you how this happens. China looked at Apple products and they said, you know what? Chinese citizens, you're not allowed to use Apple products anymore. And that was it. That was it. And because of that, they lost $200 billion. It was that simple. So Tim Cook right there is not looking the best, but you know what? The stock went down by $200 billion. So not the greatest thing you really want to see as a tech CEO, but you know, it has its ups, it has its downs. So what are you going to do? Tim is the CEO of the largest company in the world. So you just sit down and let him cook, let Tim cook. Okay. And what did he do? If you've been living under a rock, okay, if you haven't been living under a rock and you have a phone and YouTube at all, Apple had their big announcement today, okay? Some things happened today. So, and I want to go over pretty much my thoughts on it, the general things I got from it, and, well, actually, before I talk about the Apple conference events, I'm going to talk about the overall vibe. The overall vibe of it, this is going to sound really weird. It sounded, there were parts of it that were more memey, which I kind of, you know, kind of like the whole Mother Nature section. Was kind of memey, if you don't know. That was kind of odd, but you know what? And another thing I noticed, which, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I tried to look, I ran out of time today, I'm so sorry. I tried to look at the previous year Apple convention to see if they did a similar thing. But for this year, it wasn't a guy just talking in front of like everybody else and just people clapping or anything. They did scene transitions. It was moving from one guy to the next. They did a lot of that. So yeah, they did like a lot of that. And I don't know if they did that in the past, if this is a new thing, but I like it. Maybe I'm weird, but you know, I like it. I like that it kept it interesting, kept it fresh. You know, it kind of felt like a YouTube video, to be honest. Which I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. So that's what I got of it. And you know, they had a weird meme thing with like Mother Nature, but I guess it makes sense in the video because it seems like Apple is really, really, really caring a lot about like, hey, we are eco-friendly, we are carbon neutral, blah blah blah. You know, they really like want to sell that message. That's those are the main like vibes of the event. But now I'm gonna go over the two products they went over. Number one, Apple Watch. Okay, the Apple Watch. There's a new Apple Watch product, and the two things I wrote down from it are the following. One, it's carbon neutral. You heard that a lot. You want a carbon neutral. You want to be, you know, be happy, be like, oh, I'm helping the planet type of guy. That's there for you, okay? That's there if you really care about that. The second thing, which I found pretty cool about it, is the thing called Double Tap. The idea is that beforehand, I never had an Apple Watch. I know my dad has an Apple Watch. I don't have an Apple Watch. But from my understanding, if you wanted to do anything with the Apple Watch, you had to like use your other hand to click it and then do stuff like that. But now, according to them, like with all the sensors they have in your About You, you can just like do this. It'll know like if you like clicking something or swiping something or stuff like that, which I find like really, really cool. When I thought about that, I realized this is very similar to their headset. It's almost like with their headset, the whole idea is just doing this. So it seems like they're trying to make that process of using the headset and this and other products as seamless as possible by just people getting used to just pressing and using the mouse just with their hands like this. Now we're going to talk about the iPhone. New iPhone 15. Let's see about my notes that I got from here. iPhone 15. Again, carbon neutral. Same thing with every single iPhone. New colors, but you're going to wear a case anyway, so you're going to forget what color it is. I know I did. Apparently my phone was blue. I forgot about this for like 2 years until I had to get a new case. Like, I don't know. I don't care about it. Maybe that's just me. I don't care about it. Dude, they have like better camera, of course, but it seems like you can always get a better camera somehow. I don't know. I feel like they need to find me a girlfriend ASAP. USB-C. You can now charge, from my understanding, you can now charge your phone and iPhone. No, your iPhone and your Mac and your watch all with the same cord, which I think is pretty nice. I wish they brought back the headphone jack, but you know what? Some things just gotta die. They have some cool alerts, but I think the thing that like I really remember a lot is the thing called Action Button. So now there'll be a button on the Apple product where essentially you can just like pre-program it to do things. So like if you want the Apple, you want the action button to like do this specific thing on one app, then you just click the button on the outside and it'll do that. Or if you want something, other stuff to do, like pretty much that's it. You know, you want the action button to do specific preset things for different apps. So I thought that was kind of cool. Those are the main things. I kind of sped ran this. I'm probably missing a lot. I had to speed run this since it's happened like 3 hours ago. But like that's the main thing I got out of it. Oh, I forgot one other thing. So after this happened, I want to see what's Apple stock now, because my theory, you know, it makes sense. If people liked what they saw, then the stock should go up. If people didn't like what they saw, it should go down. And if they thought it was about the same, then maybe the stock wouldn't do anything. So I look at the stock and it's still pretty low. So, I mean, I guess it rose up a bit. It did rise up a bit, but you know what? From that like couple, from that couple day period, it's see if you compare it here to here, it's like he did not cook. We let him cook, and maybe we shouldn't have let him cook. But you know what? Apple will bounce back. I believe them. We'll see how it goes. I will say though, while I was watching Apple and like reading up on all these different stories, which I found really interesting, I was listening to some music, and I want you guys to hear the music that I was listening to, because I just want you to tell me what you guys think of it.
Can't kill it. Can't kill it.
They waiting outside. They flooding the gates, I'm flooding the wrist. Like, no, I ain't got it. Stormy and Scott. They Houston like when he got my brothers with me. We lighting the city on fire. Protect my Achilles, cause they trying to kill me, but I don't.
Okay. So that was a short segment of a new song by Travis Scott and 21 Savage. Okay. New song. Oh. 21 Savage and Travis Scott. Okay. That's pretty cool that these guys have made a new song together. But the thing is, this is not a real song. This is an AI song. And this AI song is written by a notorious AI writing guy named Ghostwriter. And if you don't know who Ghostwriter is, he got famous last year for making another AI song featuring Drake and The Weeknd, which I will play right now.
I came in with my ex like Selena, the flex, ayy. Bumping Justin Bieber, the flavor and left, ayy. She know what she need, all I need, all she blessed, ayy. Giving me my best, ayy. Yeah, I got my heart on my sleeve.
So, that's the song. I think Drake like sounds pretty good. Like for a long time when this came out last year, people didn't know whether or not that was actually Drake. So I think that's like pretty good. So real question is like, why am I really talking about this? The real reason I'm talking about this is because this ghostwriter, he has dreams. Okay, he doesn't just want to be the AI ghostwriter song guy. Okay, he has high hopes, high aspirations. Okay, and he wants to win a Grammy. That's right. He submitted this AI written song for a Grammy. And what? Drake and The Weeknd did not do anything in this song. Okay. I think, to my knowledge, this is the first time an AI song is being considered for a Grammy. Because when I read this, I thought surely it would just get like rejected outright, or just being like, this can't be nominated. Like this I feel like there's a lot of like gray zone, like, no, Drake wasn't on the song. Like, why can we possibly do that? And the guy said, I don't care. A human created it. It's good enough for me. So, guys, we might live in a world where that heart on my sleeve, TikTok, completely AI generated song wins a Grammy. And you know what? For my research too, some people don't even think this guy is completely AI generated. Some people still hold out hope that this is just a Drake song released secretly to test the waters. We live in the future, okay? Now an AI song is being nominated for a Grammy. The exact quote is, submitted for Best Rap Song and Song of the Year. Heart on My Sleeve was eligible despite the use of AI technology on the record. Harvey Mason Jr., CEO of Recording Academy, told the New York Times, as far as the creative side, is absolutely eligible because it was written by a human, he noted. So I guess that's the bar. We settled the AI theory. There we go. If a human had some part in it, then it's all good. Get ready for my Lord of Rings 4, my my Avengers 6, my custom perfect movie video game AI generated. There we go. Get ready for that. Get ready for my Trump bot 200 to run for presidency and win. So there we go. I thought this was pretty cool, pretty interesting. But one thing I want to know like what people thought about the song. That's what I wanted to know. It's fucking awesome. Can't Kill a Ghost. It's interesting to take original material segmented different eras of its own career to make the same song with multiple versions. How would early 2000s artists do it versus post 2020 artists when the artist is the same person? Very neat to see. Keep it up. Yo, the lyrics are crazy good. This shit goes hard. You know what? Let's see. Okay, so pretty positive. You know what? Let's check his Twitter, okay, and see the post there. Where is the tweet? I should have taken a picture of the quotes. That's good to know for the future. Okay, all right. Anyway, well, the reason I was going to do that is because I'm pretty sure the first comment said, that is some ass cheeks. So I thought that would be pretty funny. But you know what? The joke is gone. That's the beauty of being live, baby. So now, I want to go into the next thing, which I think is pretty important. I think it's really cool that these AI technologies exist. One thing like I'm curious about when I see new technologies, stuff like this, is I ask myself, how does that work? And I want to start this new section titled, How Does That Work? Where we do mini deep dives inside some of the newest technology going on and try to explain the math and science behind the thing that so much of us are captivated by. First thing I want to do is I want to go into the history of what's really going on. I mean, with this AI voice stuff. So I really wanted to look at the first AI stuff and see how far we come. I think that's like the first thing I want to show you guys.
We're at the point now where computer voices are almost indistinguishable from human voices, though the search to achieve this realism has been going on for nearly a century. Our story starts at the 1939 World's Fair in New York. Bell Labs showed off a device they had developed called the Voder. By pressing 15 different keys, an operator controlled buzzing and hissing sounds, which when put together created a voice purely electronically.
Whom did she see? She saw me.
Yeah, the voice wasn't that good, but it was intelligible, which meant that the Voder was at least somewhat functional.
That's very impressive. Okay. So we know it's part of the history behind it. I really wanted to research it and just see like how this how you can talk into something and do a speech to text thing, and then I guess you just do the reverse of the thing and just do text to speech, from my understanding. And from trying to understand how this all works, I want to see if there's any like special math behind it and stuff. If you're any at all interested in machine learning stuff, the answer is boring. It always comes back to machine learning and deep learning networks, which I will do my best to try to explain as simply as possible very quickly. These complicated AIs essentially are just trying to copy the brain. That's essentially what they're trying to do. The brain, you can think of as just a series of neurons, just a bunch of them all together. That's all a brain is. You know what? A brain just, you know what? It'll have like some electric current of some strength or whatever. And it'll just send it out to the end. And then once it's at the end, it'll connect to other stuff and do other things. That's at my simplest level is how it works. And then this over here to the right side is how we try to do it with AI and computers. We try to replicate this real life phenomenon. We tried with this. So essentially all AI technology is trying to do is, in some ways, trying to recreate the brain, which I think, very admirable effort, very cool too. So what an actual network looks like is it looks like something like this. And as you can see, it's trying to figure out if you put in like some object, like a picture of a dog or cat, it wants you to figure out what the whether it's a dog or a cat. That's essentially what it does. And when it has like all these different like neurons going on, all these different networks going on, where it has some like input, and the input in this case would be probably an image of each pixel value, and then it would have like some different like weights for each area. So it'd be like, oh, maybe we weight the top left corner pixel this high, or maybe we weight like the bottom right corner like this high, and then here, like when we get here, we do the same thing. That's essentially at its most basic level how these neural networks work. And you could think of this, they do the same thing for speech, where you talk, your input's probably like a sound wave that goes into the network, and then analyzes like the sound wave, into the hidden layer, where it'll then like have different weights. It's like, oh, this guy talked like this. This guy has like a very low voice at this part. This guy has this, and tries to find patterns, best patterns to try to identify what word you were trying to say with that soundbite. So I find this extremely cool. Of course, I said the mini deep dive because I feel like I'm going at the most basic level here, trying to explain all machine learning. But you know what? I think that's pretty cool how it works. The only problem with this is that if you want to do this, you need a lot of input. You need like a lot of data to really get your neural network to really be as good as possible here. That's what you really need. You really need tons and tons and tons and tons of data. And that can be really hard to do. So my friends out in Finland have thought of a great solution to try to get as much data as possible as cheaply as possible. Prison labor. That's right. We got our prisoners. They're prisoners in there anyway. Why don't we just make them do this? Forced labor. To just click a button and just say, is this a dog or is this a cat? That's what they figured out the best thing to do. Just get prisoners to do all this shit for you. You could argue about the ethics of this, whether this is good or bad, but you know what? If I learned anything in history, it's that if it's beneficial, it costs really cheap, and you can hide it from people's eyes, people won't care about it. So call that cruel, I call it reality. So anyway, that's how AI tools really work. I think they're really cool. I found here like a demo for like different AI tools, which even Twitch has itself. I would have loved to make it so that chat right now has the power to type something in and say something really cool, but apparently I have to be a partner to do that. So for me to do that, you guys watching me right now, and follow me right now if you haven't already followed, because I need 50 followers in order to do this. Share me, like my video on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, okay? I want to do this as fast as possible. The moment I get there, we'll start doing stuff. Then in the future, my future streams, you can hear stuff like this.
There are a lot of perks to being president.
There we go.
Guys, can you please not spam the chat? My mom borrowed me this new laptop and it gets really hot when the chat is being spammed. Don't forget to smash the Twitch Prime button.
There we go. Or create it.
I can't respect anybody who can't tell the difference between Pepsi and Coke.
Ain't that the truth? But yeah, play around with this. I think it's really cool. I intend to totally use this once I get enough followers, which I'm pretty sure everyone else uses this, especially because this is XQC's AI guide. But you know what? It's really cool. Anyway, so that's how our ghostwriter, Mr. Ghostwriter, is doing right now. He, in his potential Grammy win. If he gets this, he'll have all the money and fame he wants. I think a lot of people do, whether they admit it or not. So now I have 3 ways I think you, too, can get a lot of money and a lot of fame. Okay? This is my final section. You have 3 ways to get money and fame. Are you ready? Number 1, Spotify. You are ghostwriter, okay? You want your song to be the top of the top charts. And how do they measure the top charts? How many people replay your song? How many active listeners? So, 1000 IQ plan here. What if you have your song on your phone and you just loop it on repeat over and over and over? That's on all your PCs and computers and laptops. What if I did that? Surely, if I did that, I'd get to the top, and then I just get all the fame and fortune by being on the top. Surely this would work, right? Well, somebody thought this would work because Spotify had to tell people, don't do this. This will not make you rich. So somebody had to be dumb enough to actually think this is a good idea if they had to say something, which I find really hilarious, to be honest. So that's the first big brain idea. Going to the next biggest brain idea, TikTok Shop. TikTok is one of the biggest social media platforms ever. We can't argue that. Whether I like TikTok or not, I hate TikTok. Don't go on TikTok. But you know what? Have to talk about it. It's really big. So TikTok thought, hey, a lot of people are on our site, and a lot of people on our site promote things on our site that they eventually just have affiliate links to, and people just buy there. Why don't we just have buying just built into TikTok? That's their big idea. Why don't we have creators just sell their products and merchants sell their products with TikTok? And they're like, yeah. And I thought, this is a great idea. Yeah. Oh man, people must be making tons of money through this right now. And maybe I live under a rock. I certainly live under a rock when it comes to TikTok. But TikTok Shop just rolled out in the US like a day or two ago, which I was not aware of. Apparently that's a thing now. I think it was being tested in some Asian country, since I think that Asian country is the second biggest market share other than America, of course. So I guess they were testing there before they, released the big one to us, to your boys, So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. So I want to know, how's it really doing? And turns out TikTok Shop is not too bad. TikTok only takes 5% from its sellers. Okay. And that's the same as Instagram. And then Amazon takes 8%, 8 to 15%. So that's pretty good. And you get more eyeball. Well, I don't know if you get more eyeballs than Amazon. You might get more eyeballs on TikTok, to be honest. So more eyeballs, less percent. I was even talking to a bud. He said TikTok was, he was listening to a dude where TikTok got like majority of his sales, just TikTok advertising. So you have to shop there too. Ooh, that's pretty big. So what they try to do, their goals of this is that they want to do 20 billion in merchandise sales for this calendar year. So 20 billion is a lot of money. But could they do it? If any social media platform could do it, it's probably TikTok, if I'm being honest. So that'd be pretty cool. Let's see how Americans are like dealing with it though. They did like a test, right? A limited test. TikTok Live went live, and they had a shop enabled just for that stream. 80% of US adults did not participate in the shoppable live stream last year per December 2022, including 62% of adult Gen Zers. Most people in Gen Z don't want to check out social media platforms and tools. About 3/4 of US shoppers aged 16 to 24 prefer to buy a product on a brand site. I don't know. It could be one of those things where like, I feel like it has to be just like, people will eventually like this. I feel like it's just like new things scary syndrome. Because I could imagine if I really wanted to buy something, like I feel like it'd just be so easy to just watch a guy tell me to buy something, buy it right on TikTok, and then instead of the way it is now where someone tells me to buy something, I then have to pull up Amazon, a whole nother phone or device, and then buy it there. So I feel like, in my opinion, it's just like, I could be wrong, but I feel like right now it's just like one of those things where it's like new things scary, new things weird. But I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's my 2 cents on it. That is my 2 cents on it. So that's the second way you can get rich. Just be a TikToker, have millions of followers, and sell something. Guys, it's so easy. Like, it's so easy. So finally, we have the last way. And the last way I think is pretty cool. If I'm being honest with you boys, the last way, oh, it's cool. It's really cool. Infinite money glitch. Sorry, let me rephrase. Real life infinite money glitch. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. All right? Which platform would allow me to do this infinite money glitch where I can put in $1 and get $200, or where I can put in 0 and give myself $1 million? Who is this company? Cash App. So let me give you the story. Everything's cool. Everyone's using Cash App to send money, get money, everything's all good. But then one day, Cash App sends this message. Some customers may be experiencing issues sending payments, purchasing Cash Card, and accessing other features. Our team is actively working on a fix. If you encountered an error in the app, please don't attempt the action. We're working to resolve everything as quickly as possible. So it's like, oh, okay, my app is down. That sucks. But you know what? They're fixing it. But the thing was, the app was not down. In fact, you could still use the app. The app had just a tiny glitch, which I will show right here. Nope. So he has 2 phones. He's transferring $20,000 to his account. Yes, that was not a meme. Okay? This glitch made it so you could send yourself money without having the funds. That's how bad the glitch was. So you could imagine what people do with this kind of glitch. I think you could imagine what I'm gonna do with this glitch. So that produced memes like this, where people are getting really excited about what they're gonna buy now that they have this infinite money glitch. So there's only one problem though. And the problem was that Cash App eventually said, wait, hold on. We fixed the glitch now, so you can't do that anymore. And guys, you do know we have records of what all your transactions, right? You guys are aware of this, right? Well, these people were not aware of it. A lot of people were not aware of this.
Don't do that shit. Do not.
And, oh, this is another one. But yeah, a lot of people were not aware of this. And something.
Shit from TikTok, bro. Take this one, bro. Oh God, don't do that shit, bro.
Oh God,
Oh God, don't do that shit, bro. Take this one, bro. Oh God, don't do that shit, bro. Oh God, don't do that shit, bro.
That's right. Cash App went to people's accounts and made them negative balances for people who overspent. It's really bad. So I guess moral of the story is, don't spend money you don't have. And if it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. That's just a rule to life. Sorry to break this to you guys. That's what happened. A lot of people lost a lot of money, but for the day or two when they got all that money, they were feasting. They were feasting, dude. I think this is the video. No, of course we have memes of stuff that happened. This is a. So stupid. But you know, it's a good meme. And that's I guess those are my 3 ways that you could be rich. Either 1, constantly replay your songs until Spotify notices. 2, become a famous TikTok creator and sell your product. Or 3, have an infinite money glitch, get all your money, invest in it. Hopefully you make your money 2x, and then when it's a negative balance, you're all good. That's all I got. So if you liked the video, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. This has been Aries. I'm Aries, and this has been Tech Tuesday. Oh shit, I mean Tech Tuesday. Completely free, original video. Hope you liked it. That's my first Tech Tuesday. I am out. I don't know. I had a blast doing this. Hope you guys liked it too. And yeah, that's me.